Okay, we're now live. Okay, so hi everyone, and hi Angela, and Ashley, and Chrissy. So we do have Ontario Tech University today. So we're gonna know more about the province, the programs, admission process, right? So I'm glad that you guys have we have them today, right? So comment below where you from. And this podcast, we do upload this on our podcast and also on our channel. So right now we have, I think 90,000 in YouTube, and podcast we have 38,000 downloads already. So I'm excited to share more about Ontario Tech University today. Okay, how are you, Angela and Ashley and Chrissy?
Yeah, this is actually very exciting. This I think we're doing things live on three different time zones. So we're doing this from the Vancouver time zone. We
Yes.
have one here in the Philippine time zone, and of course we also have from Vietnam, from Hanoi time zone. So this is very exciting. Thank you for having us, MC. So again, my name is Angela. I'm representing Apply Board, and I'm currently based here in the Philippines. So the way we work with SLE or Study, Live, Explore is that we make sure that they gain access to
Yes.
more than a
I'm
thousand
not
seven
sure,
hundred
but I think we're
schools.
having, yeah, I think I'm lagging. I'm not sure. So if I'm not responding right away, probably I'm having some like technical issue. But I want to know, Ashley is based in Vietnam, right?
Mhm.
Yes, it is. I'm based
Okay,
here
so
in the Hanoi. Yeah.
yeah, so I want to know more about Ontario Tech University. How long has been in, like how long has been running? Because like recently a lot more people are interested to take the master's degree, right? Before we always like looking at like community college. So I want to know more about the university.
So MC, is it all right? Chrissy here, by the way. Hi everyone. Good morning from Manila. So yes, I used to work with Apply Board. Just to give you a brief background about myself, I used to work with Apply Board. Jella is one of my closest colleagues, and now I am privileged to represent Ontario Tech University. So for today, I would be showing more about the different programs and the different things that Ontario Tech offers. So if you don't mind, I would be sharing my screen. Is it all right if I share my screen, or
Yes, please.
is this a an audio only kind of podcast?
No, you can share your screen. So I think you can find like a button where you can
Yes,
see present now. So just
yes.
Sounds
feel
good.
free to
So
share your
since
screen.
I have only started with Ontario Tech, I would be a very transparent with you guys. I just started with Ontario Tech. I've been studying their programs as well. And so, if I would say something, Ashley, please feel free to chime in or interject if you want to add anything. So, Ashley is like my mentor in Ontario Tech. She's been
Mhm.
with the company for a long time. And
Mhm.
me, I'm very honored to represent the Philippines, Go Pinas, here for Ontario Tech. So, without further ado, I would be sharing my screen there. Can everybody see my screen?
Okay, let me just add that. Okay, one moment.
So I understand because I was also a guest for a StreamYard
Mm.
for one of my RPs back in the day, and I feel like sometimes it the presentation sort of lags when it comes to the presentation. So bear with me, you guys. Thank you so much.
Guys, if you have any questions about Ontario Tech, you can just comment below and then we're gonna run through it
Yeah.
later. Are you playing a video or you're presenting like
There. Yes. So before I start my presentation, I would like to play a video just to take you through the campus and the different offerings of Ontario Tech University.
okay.
So,
One of the cool things about going here is that when I get up in the morning, I know something's going to surprise me.
It's not like any place else.
Seriously, how many universities have the latest tech in every program?
The professors are the best, not just in research, but in industry as well.
At this university, students are taught by senior faculty members who've been at this gig for a long time, who are very experienced in teaching and also excellent researchers. You combine that with the small class size and you've got something special.
My friends and I just end up hanging around here.
There's so many clubs here on campus.
There's everything from rowing to anime.
It's awesome.
I came from Toronto and I didn't know what to expect.
Oshawa turned out to be pretty cool.
It's great.
I think the coolest part of being an athlete here is how young the school is. You know, you look at a lot of other schools that we play against, and they have such a deeper history than us, where we're making history.
I'm now working for the Canadian Olympic Committee, and it's all because of the opportunities I've had right here.
The most important thing for me is building a sense of community in my classes. Every week, my students show up to class expecting to have fun.
There's a difference between science and technology. While science is this pursuit of truth, technology needs a conscience, and that's something we strive to provide at Ontario Tech.
As a researcher at the university, what's really exciting is that when a student comes to us with a dream project, we can really make it happen.
My partner and I are the world champions of Microsoft's 2018 Imagine competition because we developed a robotic prosthetic hand that's not only the most powerful hand that the market has ever seen, but it's the most affordable so that the people who need it have access to it.
If you've got an idea and it takes technology to make it happen, you've got to be here.
All right.
there you go. So that was just a walkthrough of what Ontario Tech offers. So as you saw, Ontario Tech has a very vibrant campus life. Oh, there. Sorry about that. So Ontario Tech has a very vibrant campus life. And I feel like Filipino students, especially, would not have a hard time in fitting in and finding their own community there. Because also Ontario Tech, given the name Ontario Tech University, Ontario Tech is partnered with different world-renowned and high-end companies as well. So more about that later. So first, just to give you a walkthrough, with your student experience going beyond the classroom, let's take time to talk about our campus and cities. So Ontario Tech University basically has two campuses, one in downtown of Oshawa. So it handles more of the humanities programs. And on the North Campus, which handles more of the business and engineering programs. So the North Campus is the main campus of Ontario Tech. So where is Ontario Tech located? So it is located in Oshawa. I think MCU already know this since you're in Canada already. So and I feel
I
like
used to live. I used to live in Toronto, in Greater Toronto area before.
That's great. That is, I feel like for agents who are living in Canada, it's much of an advantage because at least you can tell the students what it's like, what life is like in Canada. So for Ontario Tech University, we are located in Oshawa, which is part of the Durham region. So we're approximately 45 minutes away from Toronto. So it's not that bad. It's not that much of a long drive. Students, if they want to go to the city, they could take the train and they wouldn't have a hard time.
For me, it's not long because when I get my grocery here where I live right now, it's 40 minutes. It's like pretty quick.
Yes. And also, according to Ashley and Brent, because they've been to Canada, it's not a bad thing to go to Toronto using the train from Oshawa, because at least when you take the train, you can see all the sights, you can have like a
Mm-mm.
relaxed mind. Unlike here in
True.
the Philippines, wherein when you travel, you're greeted with traffic. I love the
Mhm.
Philippines, by the way, but it's just, it's a different sight there, it's a different scenery. When you go to places, you not only see different cars or the highway itself, you can have an experience with nature as well. So you
Mm-mm.
asked, MC, you asked earlier,
Mhm.
the how OTU originated. So we opened our doors in
Mm-mm.
2002, and all of our programs are tailored to the current generation. So approximately 85% of the jobs that will exist in 2030. So it's more of the
Mm-mm.
tech, more of the AI programs.
Mm-mm.
With Ontario Tech, the programs here are very career oriented. And I feel like, as I've mentioned, Filipino students would not have a hard time in finding their niche or their specialization here.
Mm-mm.
So, what are the different areas of studies in Ontario Tech? So, basically, we have seven, which is first, we
Mhm.
have business. Um,
Mm-mm.
Second is computers and technology, education, engineering, health science and medicine, science, social science, and humanities. So, these are the types of programs which are very popular to Filipino students. Especially, I feel like, especially with the health science and medicine, engineering, education, and actually everything, because for
Mm-mm.
Filipinos, they would inquire a lot on nursing programs, which Ontario Tech has. And also we have a lot of engineers here who would like to um, explore programs in Canada. And of course, Ontario Tech offers the best programs in Canada that Canada has to offer. So let's
Mm-mm.
start with our business programs. So, with our business programs, we have, of course, accounting,
Mhm.
business and society, commerce, entrepreneurships. Um, we also have finance. I'm going to fix my slide because I think it's not really configured to
It's
the
okay.
screen. So, yeah. So we have a health administration, marketing, organizational behavior, and human resources, management, technology,
Mm-mm.
and management. So, from the first program off the bat, there are a lot of Filipino students already who would inquire about that, because, you know, um,
Mm-mm.
many of these programs are, of course, in demand in Canada right now. So, if topics such as entrepreneurship, big name brands, finances, and overall the world of business, then this is the cluster for you. In Ontario Tech, you can take the comprehensive commerce program, then switch into a more focused major, including accounting, finance, marketing, HR, or technology management in your second year. So, a lot of graduates from these programs go on to work in a diverse range of businesses across Canada, including
Mhm.
CIBC, BMO, IBM, Deloitte, and many more. So, as you know, these are like very renowned brands already that
Mm-mm.
everybody, it's their household name already.
So the program is
So,
like two. Sorry to ask, Crazy. So the program
mhm.
will run for like, is there like a 12 months to 18 months, or is it like 24 months?
So these programs would run for 4 years, because these are I'm going to talk about first the undergraduate programs that we have.
Oh, these are
So
undergraduate. Okay.
yes. So these programs would often run for 4 years.
Okay.
Yes.
But what if I do have my bachelor's degree in the Philippines already? Is there a chance for us to transfer credit? Because there are like some universities here that you can do that, right? And then when you transfer your credits, you don't have to complete the full 4 year program. You can just take 2 years. Would that also gonna be applicable in Ontario Tech, or is it not?
Uh yes. I think Ashley can enlighten us more on this, but yes, for these programs, most often than not, you need to complete the 4 year
The four
program.
years.
Am I right? Yes. Am I right, Ashley? You need to complete the 4 years, right? Even if you have completed these programs already in the Philippines, let's say accounting, you have to um still go through the 4 year course, right?
So we have a couple of options for transfer students. So for Chrissy, you're right. In case of our engineering programs, so basically the students still need to complete their whole engineering programs at the Philippines or anywhere in the world, and the maximum that they can, like transfer for other programs are 60 credit hours. So basically, for engineering, is very like less chance. I mean, like it's very little chance for the international students to do like the transfer because as here in Canada you need to be studying inside of the Canada for at least 4 years to be able to be like a bachelor of engineer. But for any other programs like economics, like business or any other applied science, we do have the advanced entry or the bridging programs for the transfer students as well. So basically the students can start into the third year of our university um, if they have the grade in the undergraduate of 80% or over, and also they need to also submit the syllabus to see, because sometimes the subjects sound the same in the name, but the different university they might teach the different like courses in each like
True.
subject. So that's the reason why we need the students to submit the syllabus so that we see the content, the detailed topics that they covered at the university, and from we can start from there. So basically the
Got it.
maximum credit hours would be 60, equivalent to 2 years.
Okay, got it. I think that's clear because like a lot of people would think that, oh, I have to study for 4 full years, where in fact you have already a bachelor's degree. Maybe you can go through that assessment, maybe you can transfer credits, but then you need to submit like a very comprehensive syllabus that you will be getting from your university back home, let's say in the Philippines or somewhere, right? So I think we can go on, Chrissy.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
enlightening us on that, Ashley.
Mm-mm.
So next is we have computers and technology, which is a very popular course as well for our students. We have communication and digital media. We have a lot of programs here. I will be sending Angela a copy of the slide so that she can share with you. So some of the more popular programs under computers and technology are, of course, communications and digital media studies. We have game development and interactive media, integrated mathematics and computer science. We have networking and information technology, security software. So these courses are very much a mouthful, and we don't have it. Many of these courses we don't have it here in the Philippines. So these are very in-demand courses. Um, for Ontario Tech University, these are the area of computers and technology is the most popular for Filipino students. And also a quick fun fact, Oshawa, where Ontario Tech is located, is home for automotive, home of the automotive industry in Canada. So, also, it's also important to take note that our game development and entrepreneurship program is very exceptional and a competitive program. So, it doesn't just focus on gaming, but overall simulation in different scenarios. For example, using virtual reality for first responder training. So, it can very much apply to real life because some people might think that it is only applied for like gaming purposes for you to for fun, but these can be applied to the real world as well. So this program highlights how there's plenty of jobs out there that you may not know, but OTU will certainly help you in this field. And also education. So under education, we have adult learning with technology, concurrent education, consecutive education, intermediate and senior, consecutive education for primary and junior, digital technologies, early childhood studies, educational studies, equity, diversity, and inclusion. So, if you have a passion for teaching anywhere from kindergarten to high school, so Jella used to be a teacher. Teacher Jella, you might be interested in this. We have a
Yeah.
program for you.
I know. If I'm gonna get scholarship, I would be totally for it.
Okay, we'll let you know if there's a scholarship.
Baka man, yeah.
So I'll start off by noting that you do need an undergraduate, just what Ashley previously mentioned for
Mm,
the engineering courses. You would need another undergraduate degree before pursuing a teaching career, but don't worry because
mm,
we are going to make this process as smooth as possible for you. So we offer a concurrent education program, which gives you an early entry into our education program right after you finished your undergraduate degree at Ontario Tech. So, if accepted in the concurrent education program right after you finish your undergrad degree, in 4 or 5 years, you'll already be accepted into this program so long as you've kept a 3.0 GPA, which is great because this program is highly competitive. So, that's why it's very important to maintain a grade because, it's a lot of competition in this program. It's quite in
Kayang-kaya ko
demand.
yan.
Yes, of
yeah,
Kaya,
course.
yeah.
kaya.
Teacher,
Kaya yan.
we we we
Okay.
do have a lot of amazing teachers, not just in the Philippines. They're like everywhere in Thailand, in
I
Indonesia,
know.
in
I know.
Japan, and a lot of them are interested to pursue early childhood or education or masters in education. And I noticed that Ontario Tech, they have like bachelor's degree and also the master's degree, which is great, and different concentration too, right?
yes, that's correct.
Mm-mm.
So whatever you're passionate about, whatever program or string um, it is of education that you're interested in, of course, Ontario Tech would have it for you. You For example, you're into, like, as you mentioned, the early childhood studies. We offer that program for you even if you've completed a course already in the Philippines. We'll make sure that whatever credits that you have, it will be transferred or accredited in the course that you're going to take in Ontario Tech.
Okay.
So for the next string of program that we have engineering, of course, which is very popular for Filipino students because I have a lot of Filipino students before who would inquire, who are engineers already and are very interested in getting into engineering in Canada. But before you get an engineering job, of course, in any place, not just in Canada, you would have to undergo an engineering degree. So just like with
Mm-mm.
Ontario Tech, now speaking of highly competitive, but also highly known engineering at Ontario Tech, is one of a kind known on a national and international levels. So if you have a student that is interested to go into engineering,
Mm-mm.
you wouldn't have a hard time. I feel like you wouldn't have a hard time in marketing or advertising Ontario Tech because the numbers speak for itself. We're ranked third in Ontario and ninth in Canada's for best university. So out of all the schools, imagine we're ninth, we're ranked ninth in Canada for best universities to study engineering by US
Mm.
News and have a top five mechanical engineering program and top 10 electrical engineering program in Ontario. So it's safe to
I
say
bet
that
it's
Ontario
gonna
Tech,
be I bet it's a competitive program then.
yes, it is, but we'll make sure that once you graduate, you will be well equipped with what you need
Mm-mm.
because, if I'm not mistaken, Ontario Tech offers co-op programs wherein you would be highly trained and you would be working part-time for it's like an internship in the Philippine context wherein you would
Mm-mm.
be working with different brands, different companies which are well known. So as I've mentioned, students who would be taking engineering in Ontario Tech um, would not really have a hard time when it comes to employment after, because Oshawa is home of the automotive industry in Canada. I think the GE company is there in Oshawa. So similarly to the commerce program, you can go into the comprehensive engineering program as well, then apply for one of the many specialized programs by year two. So mechatronics engineering is our most competitive engineering program, and it focuses on mechanical robotic systems through studying both hardware or software technologies. The automotive engineering is also one of its kind in Canada, focusing on preparing engineers for the advancing automotive industry through study on alternative technologies such as electric cars and fuel cell driven vehicles. So, our university also homes the ACE Wind Tunnel, which is $1 million facility that can simulate a variety of climates used for your labs, product testing, first responder training, and more. So, one recently cool thing that was a secret but is now public that was done in ACE was testing to see how COVID-19 vaccines would manage travel in various climates. So when you talk about competitive programs, like as you can see, these programs that OTU offers are not just, off the bat engineering programs that we're used to, but there are more
Mm.
specialized courses, and they are very specific, tailored to the needs of our current time. So of course we have
And I
health
feel like
science.
sorry, Chrissy, just to add in
Go,
the
go.
engineering one.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when they changed the policy for the postgrad work permit. I
Mm-hmm.
know that um master's degree will be eligible to bring your spouse, and some selected bachelor's degree, and engineering is actually included in the selected programs that you can bring your spouse. So maybe you can check CIC website with that information, guys. But yeah, if you're thinking to take the master's degree engineer or the bachelor's degree, you might be able to bring your spouse with you. Yeah.
That's great news,
Mm.
MC. Thank you for that. Okay. So yes, as you've mentioned, yes, you might be you can bring your spouse and when you undergo the engineering program. So yes, as MC mentioned, it is great that you check the policies of the provinces as well
Yeah, because
regarding
they
that.
they always change it. It
Mhm.
keeps changing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. So yes, better to keep informed. And of course, you have MCSLE visa to help you with these kinds of
There's
information.
Yes, just comment,
Yes,
or I actually gonna like drop
yes.
the link here if anyone here interested to connect with us. But health and sciences, that's another field
Mm-hmm.
that a lot a lot
Yes,
of aspiring students wanted to get in.
yes. So one of the most awaited programs under Ontario Tech is, of course, health sciences and medicine. So some of the more popular programs that we have is, of course, nursing for Filipino
Mhm.
students. We always get that. Psychology, public health,
Mhm.
development, psychological science, forensic science, health
Mhm.
physics, and radiation science. So those are some of the programs under health science and medicine. So if you're looking to go into career around human health, the body, or medicine, this is also a great place to be. So we have broader programs such as health sciences and kinesiology. There are also more specific programs such as nursing and medical laboratory science. So, nursing is, I think everybody knows already that it is a very popular and competitive program at
Mm-mm.
Ontario Tech. In nursing, clinical placements start in your first year. So, I think nursing students know these terms. So, clinical placements start in your first year, and for nursing, plus all the other health science programs, there are tons of lab with high tech equipment for simulation. So in nursing, labs can involve you helping an advanced mannequin giving birth. So imagine that. Or
Mhm.
in med lab, you might work your way up from mock taking blood from a banana, then a mannequin, then each other. We actually hold the only undergraduate degree granting med lab program in Ontario, and other
So
graduates, yes,
I have a
MC
question.
Go.
Sorry to cut you off, Gracie. So these are again 4 year degree, right?
Yes, uh-huh,
Mm-mm.
yes. So these are undergraduate programs that you would have to complete a 4 year course to, of course, get your diploma.
I do have a
And
question.
mhm.
I do have a question. Sorry, Gracie. What's the difference between, let's say, a medical lab tech in a community college compared with a medical lab science degree in a university? What's the career outcome?
So under a university, guys, I think it is more like, since it is a competitive program, I think that a lot of employers would consider more the students who have undergone an education from a university, because of course it is a, it's a bachelor's degree. So,
Mm-mm.
unlike a degree that you get from a community college, of course, employers would also consider the kind of educational system or the institution that these students would come from. And of
Mm-mm.
course, since if the students, potential students, would get into Ontario Tech University, I think that is already a bonus,
Mm-mm.
because employers, since we have a lot of employers who were already partnered with, we have a lot of institutions that we have already partnered with through the years. Ontario Tech has built a reputation to be one of the universities that offer like comprehensive trainings to students. I think it would be a good sell for them. They wouldn't Students wouldn't have a hard time in getting an employment, because these employers already know what Ontario Tech offers. So from very advanced technology labs, we also offer what I've mentioned, co-op programs, wherein if
Mm-mm.
you're not training in the facility itself, if you're not
Mm-mm.
training in Ontario Tech, you could opt for, in your last years in the university, you can opt for training in an actual company where they could potentially absorb you and hire you. So it's
Yeah.
actually very similar. It's actually very similar here to the Filipino educational system. So, so of course, employers, like here in the Philippines, of course, employers would. I'm not saying that they would consider more, because it also depends on a case to case basis. Because some students,
Mm-mm.
you know, we would like to emphasize in the educational sector as a society that it doesn't matter where you come from or where you graduated as a student. It's just that off the bat, when the employers would see the resume, of course, the first thing that they would see is the educational institution that you would be coming from. And so when an employer sees that you come from a university, it would be more advantageous to you. But at the end of the day, guys, I would like to stress that it also depends on your skill sets, on what
Mm-mm.
you can offer as an individual. So,
Yeah. And
yes.
also and also like community college and
Mhm.
university, they work hand by hand, right? Sometimes like you finish a diploma, you can transfer to Ontario Tech
Mhm.
University and then complete a
Yes.
bachelor's degree. That's what you call 2+2. So they don't
Mhm.
compete to each other. So
Yeah, they
maybe
complement each
yeah.
other. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes.
And
So
probably just to add
Mhm.
on to that one, no, to that conversation, I think Chrissy got it right on the head. So it's not so much as like, sometimes yes, it will be to your advantage if you work with specific brands or with specific universities and all. But at the end of the day, it will really depend ultimately if the university was a good match with the eligibility of the student as well. Because they may
mhm,
have like, they may be intending to go to a university, but then the eligibility might not be a good complement to the student's personality, to the student's background, or
true.
maybe they just didn't mesh well. So in the
Mm-mm,
case of Ontario Tech University, I think from my opinion, I mean, I can see that this will be to the advantage of those students who are interested in pursuing their masters specifically in the engineering field. And then
mm-mm,
I know that Chrissy also mentioned that Oshawa is actually the hub for automotive industry. So for those students who are aligned with that kind of industry or who would like to pursue that kind of track, definitely then Ontario Tech University would probably be the best university for them.
Yeah. And also not just that, like I don't know how like to stress out, especially right now, like how immigration like align everything to tech, engineering, health sciences. I
Yeah, that's
mean,
right.
in the Philippines, we always think that nursing is the way to go. I mean, you should look into like underrated program is medical lab, and then
Right.
the rad tech science. Like if you're a nurse, you're gonna make like around, let's say, 45 to 60, right? And also
Right.
if you're in a medical lab science, let's say you start as a medical lab technician, you make around
Hmm.
35 to 50
Right.
dollars an hour, which is not bad, you know.
Right.
And
Right. That's true.
yeah, and the rad science, what I like about the radiation science is like you have different modalities. You can do CT scan, you can do X-ray, you can also like pursue another branch that will be in sonography. Once you're a permanent resident, it will help like your bachelor's degree will help you get into those like specialty, especially in health science. And you have to be good student, because
That's
if you
right.
want to be in another program in Canada, they will look into your
The
GPA.
GPAs, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, so hindi pwedeng tatamad-tamad. Kailangan
truly,
you really need to make an effort. So, for
yeah.
those students out there who are interested in getting to know a little bit more about Ontario Tech Universities and the various programs that they are offering, please give a comment below as well.
Yes.
Just to go back to what Chrissy was also mentioning, I think
Mm.
she also mentioned forensic science. Did I pick that up correctly, Chrissy?
I think, yeah, I was
Yes.
here.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
yes, so Ontario Tech also offers forensic science, which
Mm-mm.
is not really, I don't think any school here in the Philippines offer that. That's why we have like a couple of forensic scientists here, forensic doctors here in the Philippines. We only have two actually here in the
Wow.
Philippines. So yeah, so these doctors who are considered as forensic scientists in the country, they have studied in the U.S. So if
Mm-mm.
we have students who are very interested and very curious in that kind of field,
Yeah,
maybe they want to go
that's a
back here in the
niche.
Philippines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could certainly do so.
And also, like, if you're licensed in Canada, you can also challenge the exam in the US. So you can be like
Oh,
licensed, like in nursing, you can be licensed in Canada and then you can be a US license too. So that will be like big opportunities, like you
mhm.
can work in Canada, you can also work in the US. Oh god. You're gonna make a lot of money in health
Exactly,
sciences.
exactly.
Like I
Yeah,
have met
thinking
so
long
many
term.
people.
That's good. Thinking
Yeah.
long term.
Yeah, I have met so many people here, like working in like
Mhm.
health authorities. They make so much, and they need more. They need more people. You
Mhm.
know, so if you want to be strategic, this is the way to go. Okay, you want to be
Exactly that. I
safe.
think that's the
True.
right word. Yes. Yes, I think that's the right word. If you want to be strategic, definitely. If you're interested, you could take forensic sciences and Ontario Tech later on. Maybe we could delve into more of the scholarships later on.
Mm-mm.
So that could definitely help you if you're interested in that course. So,
But
I'll be moving on. Yes.
I do have one question. I think I have already experienced that in one of my students. What if I don't have any? Let's in the Philippines they have like K-12 now, right?
Mm-hmm.
But how about like me? I graduated like 15 years ago,
We'll just
and
say old curriculum.
okay,
So I'm part of that old curriculum generation as well.
yeah,
Me
So
too.
yeah,
yeah. But what if I don't have pre-health sciences subjects before? How can I get into this field, right? How do you do that with the students?
So I think Ashley could explain more further on this. But from what I know,
Yeah.
Ontario Tech, with Ontario Tech, it doesn't really matter if you came from the old curriculum, or as we call it, you're a mature student, as long as you have completed like 11 years in school, or you
Okay.
have taken at least 2 years in college or a higher education. Am I right, Ashley? I just like would like to confirm with you because I know that you've explained it to me as well, because we have a lot of Filipino students, yes, as MC mentioned, that are under the old curriculum. So am I
Yes.
correct that you need 2 years in college before you get into a program in Ontario Tech?
Yeah, you're right, Chrissy. So basically, there won't be just. Please remember, I believe that all the like the majority of the universities in Canada, they do the same thing for the admission requirements. So basically, we have two require. The first one is the equivalent to graduation from the high school, and the other is the prerequisite subjects. All right.
Mm-mm.
So then, if you are in the older education system, then yes, like Miss Chrissy mentioned, you will need to have at least like 2 years in the college, or you are in the first year of the university degree. All right.
Okay.
But the other thing is that the prerequisite size. So all of our like health science program, we require students to have a prerequisite size of maths,
Mm-mm.
English for sure, and also one of the two science subject. It can be chemistry and biology or the physics, but we
Okay.
recommend students to take the biology
Mm.
and the chemistry. If they can take them both, then would be perfect. But if not, then one of them is fine.
So the university will offer, let's say I don't have biology in college because I took, let's say, business.
Mm,
I can take that. Like
no,
in no, like
no,
I
no. If you
have.
do not have any biology or any science like chemistry or biology, you cannot do that
So you
because
don't
basic.
have
Yeah,
you don't have like a pre-health
yeah, you correct. We don't have
foundation.
the pre-health. Yeah. So basically what we advise with those who wants to do like health science programs, but without any background of the, like
Mm-mm.
sciences, you need to take at least one courses of the biology or chemistry online. So
Got it.
basically, yeah, so there are a lot of like high school what is it level for any kind of like science courses for like
Mm-mm.
4 months or 5 6 months, for example. So the
Mm-mm.
student can take those. At least they need to have like one of the or one or two science subjects.
Okay, got
Yeah.
it. Pretty clear. Thank you
Thank you
again.
so much, Ashley. Right. So moving on, we have, as mentioned, we have health science and medicine, which I think is very popular to Filipino students. And moving on, more on the science program. So in the science field, we have plenty of programs to cover a variety of specializations. We have your standard chemistry, biology, and physics, but we also have some more specialized programs such as astrophysics, life sciences, and starting this year, we have a marine biology program. So, speaking of marine biology, we do have a 20,000 liter wet lab open for undergraduate research. So, it goes back to the premise that Ontario Tech has very advanced facilities that will equip you with what you need once you go into the real world. So, our forensic science program is another special undergraduate program, as it is one of five in Ontario. So, the highlight of our program, as we've been talking about this program earlier, um, the highlight of this program is our crime scene house, which is a two-story house used to recreate crime scenes for students to analyze, photograph, and document different elements of a crime scene. So just imagine that it's like you're in a crime scene, but it's only
It's like
simulated.
Soko.
You're not.
It's
Yeah, it's like Soko, but you're not in danger because it's not real. It's only a
Oh,
simulation.
but then, speaking of Soko, just a very quick trivia. Just in case MC MC doesn't know it yet. So Chrissy actually used to be a reporter here in the Philippines. So she has
Wow.
firsthand experience with those kinds of
Yeah.
scenarios. So that's why this is actually very interesting.
Yes. So I could tell you personally that it's better to have it simulated than to have those crime scenes in real life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But then that's a
Because
nice
you,
thing about Ontario Tech University. At least you know you're in a
yes,
safe
Mm-mm.
space and that you're
yes,
getting the right kind of information and you're getting that kind of preparatory mindset before you get into the actual scenes, of course.
That's true.
exactly. That is very true. Yes. So, in a way, you're kind of prepared already once you go into the real world because you have experienced that in the facility of the school, well, where, you can learn and there's more room for, there's more room for you to have errors or,
Mm.
just to perfect your craft.
And also,
So,
you just
um,
have to make sure that you study. This is not, it's the same like
exactly.
in the Philippines, like health sciences, they're kind of like, like hard program. It's going to be the same in Canada. I
Mhm.
always get that question, is it hard to study in Canada? It really depends on your program. Like I have met so many students, my students of mine, that sometimes they can't work because they have to really focus on their
Mhm.
studies, especially if they're in
Exactly.
community services or engineering or in health science. It's very competitive, and it would suck all your energy. So you have to be really prepared if you're gonna pursue like one of these programs.
Yes, MC. Thank you for that. Yes, because I think it's very important for us to stress that also to students interested in studying in Canada because they might think that, I'm going to, a lot of our students would go in there, have the mindset to
Mm-mm.
study only part time. It's like the other way around. They would work full time and they would study part time.
Oh my
Well,
god,
no,
no.
it depends on the courses, especially if you're delving into the more complicated courses wherein you are more on the STEM under the STEM programs.
Yes.
So there's definitely you need more attention, definitely on your studies on that.
Mm-hmm.
So other than the sciences field or the engineering field, of course, Ontario Tech also offers programs under social science and humanities. If you're not really science or mathematics, you can you can be interested. You might be interested in these programs. So, saving the best for last, we have our social science and humanities program. Um, yeah, in the Philippines, I graduated from one of these programs as well. Under communications, if you're more interested in that, and also they also have forensic psychology, human rights law, information law, legal studies, liberal studies, political science, psychology, strategic communications, social media and society, youth crime and justice. So those are some of the
Mm-hmm.
programs that social science and humanities offer. So some popular programs here are our criminology and justice program and our legal studies program, as they both provide students with a pathway to law school. Our social science and humanities program are all located in the downtown Oshawa location, offering
Mm-mm.
students tons of community engagement opportunities, practicum and internship placement opportunities, and research opportunities. So, again, with the rankings, we've been ranked the number one undergraduate university in Canada for social science and humanities grant. So there. So in the
Okay.
last few slides, yes, I have been talking about, aside from experiencing, since Ontario Tech has a very advanced kind of facilities, you may have heard the word experiential learning. So experiential learning is like co-op in high school, but there are also plenty more ways to do this experiential on hand or hands-on learning. At Ontario Tech, every single program has some form of experiential learning, and they vary from program to program. So, for example, we have someone who is into game development, is under the game development program, who chose
Mm-mm.
Ontario Tech because he wanted to follow his passion of game development. With the help of the school, you can land an internship as an engine programmer of the video game conglomerate Ubisoft. So if you play PlayStation, you might have encountered that company, which helps develop games in the PC or PlayStations. So Capstone, we have Ontario Tech also offers what is called Capstone. So
Mm-mm.
instead of taking credits in campus, they can engage in projects with industrial partners.
Mm-hmm.
So now beyond the academics, there's much more to being a Ridgeback. So I guess that's what we call the students in Ontario Tech, Ridgeback. Here at Ontario Tech University, a Ridgeback refers not only to our varsity athletes, but also every single member of our community here at Ontario Tech. So let's discuss where your Ridgeback journey will begin and how exactly you can apply to become an Ontario Tech Ridgeback. So, as you know, in Ontario Tech, you would need an English language proficiency,
Mm-hmm.
but there is a
I
special
like the bot.
offering for,
I like the bot.
yes, for Filipino students. There is a special offering for Filipino students. If you will be or you are interested in taking an undergraduate program under Ontario Tech, all you
Mm-hmm.
need is to provide us with an MOI certificate or a medium of instruction certificate if you've undergone from the last 3 years of your education, showing
Mm-hmm.
that English is the main language or the main medium of instruction used when you've undergone your education here in the Philippines. But I would just like to note that this is only applicable to our undergraduate programs and not our master's program, because under our master's program you would still need to take an English test, an
Okay.
IELTS.
Do you
So
accept
Ontario Tech,
Duolingo? Oh, you do.
yes. So Ontario Tech accepts many language tests, including TOEFL, IELTS, Duolingo, and many more. So for
Mm-hmm.
IELTS, you'll see you need an overall score of 7. So it varies from program to program. So
True.
for the nursing program, you would need a score of 7 for nursing and education. It's higher since you would be conversing with a lot of people.
True.
It's very vital for you to have like that kind of mastery of the English language when you take these courses, and an overall score of 6.5 for other programs. So with no
Mm-mm.
subscore below 6.0. So you are able to review the accepted tests and scores at ontariotechq.ca. So I think Apply Board would handle all of that for you. If you do not meet our English requirements, don't worry, because as I've mentioned, we do have an English language center.
Mm-mm.
So our ELC program provides a language pathway for our students who meet the GPA requirements, but a bit further assistance. When you enter into this program, you will receive a conditional offer letter to your undergraduate program of interest. So
Mm-hmm.
there you go. Well, let me just check. Let me just end my presentation here because I think this is the more comprehensive slides. I don't want to eat more of your time.
Yeah. So
And
now
also,
we
guys, yes.
we do have question here from I don't know how to pronounce it. Unege Ugboma. What if
Mhm.
do you guys have PhD
So,
or only like masters?
we only offer master's programs. Let
Mhm.
me get into that. Let me just present my slide again.
Mm-mm.
I can answer this. So
Oh
we
yeah.
have the PhD, but unfortunately, myself and also Chrissy is in the master department and also the
Okay.
undergraduate programs
Mhm.
only. So probably we can get back to you with
Mm-mm.
the one in charge of the PhD program, since you have to
Mhm.
deal with the dean
Mhm.
faculties like directly, not through the recruitment team. That's the
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
reason. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
I have like so many questions. So for because you I think you show the undergraduate programs. So for the
Mhm.
master's degree, you know, um I know that when I visited the website of Ontario Tech University, they do have masters as well, right? For health sciences, engineering, education, right? Am I correct,
Mhm.
Gracie?
Yes, that's correct. So I'll be sharing my slides for you to better have a comprehensive understanding of the master's programs that are offered by Ontario Tech. So here it is. Here are the course-based master's programs right
Mm-hmm.
now under Ontario Tech. So we have automotive engineering, business analytics, and AI. We have masters of
Mm-hmm.
education. We have electric and computer masters in electrical and computer engineering, engineering management, financial data analytics, information technology and security, and mechanical engineering, nuclear engineering, and software engineering. So the deadline to apply is May 1st. So you would need a 3.0 average entrance requirement. So as I've mentioned, under the master's program, you would still need to have an English test, or
Mm-hmm.
you still need to pass, an IELTS for that. So let me just go through it quickly. So for the automotive engineering, this program provides students with a detailed understanding of advanced technologies and processes related to automotive system. It also allows students to study all the main areas associated with the automotive systems. And for the electrical and computer engineering, this program allows students to study in all major areas associated with electrical, computer, and
Mm-hmm.
software systems engineering.
So you
For
have
the
so
engineering,
many, sorry to
yes,
butt in.
yeah, go.
You have so many programs that you can actually finish in 12 months, which is great because
Hmm.
you get like 3 year postgrad work. I mean, okay, go on.
Hmm. Yes, that is true. Yes, the 1:1 or 2+2 applies here. So, we
Mm-mm.
have the Master of Engineering Management, which allows students to study topics in planning, allocating resources,
Mm-hmm.
and directing and controlling activities that have an engineering or technological component. We also
Okay.
have mechanical engineering, which allows a student to study all the main areas associated with mechanical engineering. The programs feature three primary fields of study in which students
Okay.
can focus and address key technical areas of the future that are expected to be high in demand by employers. So these are design, energy and thermal fluid engineering, mechatronics, and manufacturing engineering.
Okay, I have a
Yes, you have a
question.
question, MC.
Yes,
Mhm.
Breezy. Do you need a supervisor for the engineering programs? Because some universities you will need to find a
Like a
supervisor to
mentor.
get. Yeah, I think yeah.
Yes. So from what I know, for you actually do we need like a supervisor or a mentor for us to
All right.
undergo
Yeah.
the engineering programs?
So, as Christy just mentioned, they are all coursework
Mm-hmm.
master programs, which mean we don't require any
Great.
supervisor. All right.
Yeah.
So it is only research based. We have both research based master and the coursework master. But our coursework master, which is listed 10 programs, do not require any, like supervisor at
Yeah.
all the admission requirements based on the students' undergraduates, where is it, grades or scores only. We don't even require them to have the working experience.
Mm.
All right.
Mm.
So just add four more here. The requirements for the master programs here. So first of all, the UG, the university score is about like 73% or equivalent to
Mm-mm.
minimum grades C. Um, or B, sorry, B, and then they would need to be some of the programs require the students graduated from the same discipline or the same industry, but some
Mm-mm.
of them, for example, like educations. So education, if you graduated from the same bachelor degrees, would be like perfect. But if not, then we require you to have working experience related to the industry. So that's all.
Okay. So if you don't meet let's say you don't meet the 3.0, you can still like be able to get it as long as you have the work experience. Am I correct?
So this is basically so if the students got the score like below 3.0, then
Mm-mm.
there are still some ways for them to get in. So first
Okay.
of all, they can add up with the like the really experience working experience like 2 years or more, and also some of the programs we also require them to submit the GMAT or GRE just to cover up
Mm.
the the score of the undergraduates.
Got it. Yeah, because that was like my next question is do you need a GMAT for okay later
Mm.
when we're
So
in business, masters in
yeah,
business. We're still in
basically
engineering.
we don't need them to have any GMAT or GRE if they meet our academic requirements.
Okay, got it. Got it. Guys, this information session with Ontario Tech University is very in depth, very informational, right? So maybe we can go on. We don't want
And
to
I would just like to
go.
add, yes, I would just
Yeah.
like to add, MC, that I think actually you can correct me on this, but there are programs, I think, for most of our master's programs, you would like nursing and education, you would have needed to complete a master's program here from the Philippines, right?
Yes, that's right. That's right. If the students study like like you call them mature students. Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
got it.
Mhm. So it apply for actually all of the master programs actually. If you
Mm.
yeah if you study like K-12, then it's all good. We can
Mhm.
like apply with you can apply with your like undergraduate. But since if you are like K-11 or like the older systems, then yes, you need to be also getting the master degree as well. Yeah, Chrissy,
Oh,
you're correct. This is a very good
so
information.
you mean that is this gonna be applicable to all master's degree of Ontario Tech? So if I just finish
Correct.
like the bachelor's degree, then I won't be able to get a master's degree in Ontario Tech. Am I correct?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. Very,
Mm.
because I'm still fighting for that because I know that
Yeah,
there are a lot of like mature students. Their working experience is like great,
true.
amazing. Yeah, you got a lot. They got a lot of like experience in the industry. Uh, but yeah, back to the programs again. That's it is currently the requirements for now, but we will
Mm.
update you guys if we have any kind of like news for our Philippine students.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully
Mhm.
they'll change it because like when we process our WES or the educational credential assessment, we equivalent to a 3-year bachelor's degree,
Right,
right?
yeah. So that's the
So,
reason,
mm-mm.
I mean, here they require the students to have like bachelor of honor, which is like 4 years.
Mm.
Yeah, so that is really a big problem, right? right there. I mean,
True.
yeah, we really want to get more students from the Philippines. We welcome all the Philippine students, but for the master programs, we just recently opened, actually. We recently
Oh.
opened master programs for fall, for international students, and for us to recruit.
Mm-mm.
Before we don't even promote. Yeah, so
Mhm.
I think that Ontario Tech University and the majority of the universities in Canada right now, we are gradually open, like on this
Mm.
the very first stage to open the
Right.
master programs.
Well, that keeps us hopeful. Then that way, even the ones who are graduating from the old curriculum and they finish their bachelor's degree, then there's still hope. We're not really going to feel very apprehensive or anxious just yet because there's still hope for us to move on forward with a master's
Of
degree,
course.
despite the fact that okay,
Of course.
fantastic.
You guys are
And
ready to work already, not just only to
yeah,
study.
we're very experienced
Yeah, I
now.
know.
Yeah, like
Yeah. So just
engineering in the Philippines, you study like 5 years. Come on.
absolutely,
I know, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just to go back to that one, so this particular ruling actually applies for all the master's program for Ontario Tech
Mm-mm.
University. I got that correct, right? I was
Correct.
writing down notes. Sorry, I was writing
Yeah.
down notes. So
Yeah.
yeah, I hope everyone also who's tuning in don't feel bad if you're coming in from the old curriculum or if you're part of the mature student generation. There's still hope for us, so we can always still explore other programs as well that are also being offered at Ontario Tech University. For those who are
But
graduating who are part from the new
just
curriculum, on the other hand, this one it's a shoe in. You can still go in.
just one thing, because I do have a student, and she is like in older for sure, because she's like 48
Grabe
years
naman
old.
maka for sure. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Ito siya eh. Okay. But then it's Ontario Tech. She got a master's degree. She got an offer. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but she got an offer. It's the Master of Information Technology Security. I am pretty sure because she got an offer letter. Maybe Ashley, you want to check on that.
So then she's 48 years old and then she got a
Yeah, she's
master.
definitely an older curriculum. She got like an offer
Yeah.
letter from.
But did she get the like the master degree back then?
No,
No? So her background
no.
was like which is
Just
undergraduate.
I'm looking
bachelor's,
at her
yeah.
profile right now.
Yes, this is
No.
very helpful though. I want to fight for this. I want
Yeah,
to
but
fight for all the other like applications from the Philippines that is just rejected just because they don't have the master degrees.
yeah, she got
Yeah.
like just she got that offer I think 3 months ago.
Educations?
Yeah, and she
Educations?
even waived the English. She waived
Yeah.
the English.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Wow.
so she didn't have to take
She was
the
able to
English.
slip through.
I don't know what happened, but yeah, that's why I'm surprised that, oh, okay, so you need a master, because
Yeah.
my
Then
other
it's a
student
good
didn't have.
thing for her, and it's a like it can be a good or a bad thing because now we're gonna have to
Yeah.
review everything.
Maybe we can like look
Yeah.
into that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good because I mean like it depends on because all the admission is going through the faculties actually. So
True.
then yeah, usually the Master of Education like a experience, they are quite flexible. And yeah, so like I mentioned earlier, for the Master of Educations, the students do not even need to get like the same industry, like graduated,
Mm-mm.
right? So
Mm-mm.
yeah, who knows? So this is the light of the hope, right? For those who wants
Mm-mm.
to do, like the master degrees, at least we have one students who are mature, but there is no master, like degrees. Yeah, but
Yeah.
some of the others who also go the same thing. I mean, like
Mm-mm.
applying for the Master of Engineering and the what is it? Yeah, and the MBAI, Business Analytics and AI, and they
Mm-mm.
did not have the like master degree. So our admissions require them to submit their master degrees to be
Mm-mm.
like continue processing. So I think it's just yeah, depends case by
Case to
case
case.
basic then.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, but basically on our website it states like clearly that the Philippine
Mm-mm.
students, they need to get the, like master degrees to be able to apply.
Mm-mm.
But anyone who is interested in master degrees in Ontario Tech University without master programs, master degree back in your country, please just contact us LE, and then we can double check with our faculties case by case. All right.
Yeah, and also like the tuition fee, guys. How much roughly is the tuition fee for master's and a bachelor's degree? Just to give them a rough idea.
So, Chrissy, you want to go for that for the tuition?
Yeah. So for the master's degree, the tuition for the entire program is 42,572. So
Okay.
roughly around 40K. So it's I would full disclosure, it's much, not really much, but it's more expensive to undergo a master's program. I think we all know that. I mean, it's shorter, but it's since it's a higher degree of education, it's more expensive. But for other programs, I will give the breakdown to Jella later on. But to give you a rough estimate, it's around, I think if I'm not mistaken, 30,000 Canadian dollars for one semester, if I'm not mistaken, or the entire program. Yeah, 30,000 Canadian dollars for the entire program. So, and also, if
Entire program of undergrad or the master. I got confused there.
yeah, so
42,000 for the master's degree, and then 30,000
for the undergraduate program.
for the whole program, or is it per year? Per
Per
year.
year.
It's
Yeah.
per year, yeah,
Yeah,
per
per
year.
Yeah,
year, per
because
year. Yeah.
for the whole program, I'll go with bachelor's
Yeah, I
degree.
know, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
That might we might experience an influx and then we'll lose money because they'll be taking it out from our
Yeah,
salary. But
maybe we should not. We won't be able to finish all the slides.
yeah,
But
yeah.
again, like for the master's degree, you can like check with me like which one you guys are interested in, and then let's see, right? If we will be able to get in. We
Absolutely.
still
I
want you
agree
to
with that.
try, but we
Yes.
don't want to keep your hopes so high, right? So,
Yeah, we
but
want to
still,
be cautiously optimistic. I think that's the term that we want to use. Cautiously
yeah,
optimistic. Yeah.
yeah, and also like if one of my student got it, probably you will get in. Is there any like information that we miss? I think I already asked so many questions. Sorry.
I think scholarship. I think
Oh, the
Yes.
Chrissy.
So
scholarship.
Yeah, yeah.
So the scholarship, let me just go back to this particular slide. I think I've skipped it earlier. Wait.
Okay.
For the scholarships, because I think that's very important, right? For people would be very interested in that. Here you go.
Yeah,
So for
we
the
want to save
scholarship,
money.
yes, we do offer a major entrance scholarship for international students at Ontario Tech. So we have the Global Leadership Award and our International Leaders Award. So these are both application based, and the deadline for this year is February 15th. So I think this is applicable for 2024. I think we just missed it. So I think this would be applicable for the next year already. So we
Uh
also
huh.
offer entrance awards, our International Merit Award based on your high school average, and our
Mm.
English Language Center Scholarship. So these are
Mm-mm.
entrance awards and are automatically applied to you if you qualify, and no application is required. So, Ashley, do we still have like open scholarship applications for the coming intake? I think it's open for next year already, right?
Yeah. So for the scholarships, so first of all, this is only for the undergraduate students.
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
And secondly is that for now, these are the scholarship for the fall 2024. But for fall
Mm-mm.
2025, like we are 99% for sure that all the scholarships, like you see now, won't be applicable. And also we believe to have more types of the scholarships for 2025 fall. Apply for the Global Leadership Award, and there will be a deadline to apply for this kind of award, since it's almost like 100% of our tuition fee. So the deadline to apply for this is usually 15th of February.
Mm-hmm.
But all the
Okay.
others, we don't need the students to apply for those. It's automatic scholarships.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think I still have two last question. How long does it take to like the university process the offer letter? Is it gonna be four, or do you like get all the student application first before you release the decision? How does it work when you process the letter of acceptance? Usually it takes like 4 to 6 weeks, right? So I'm not sure if it's the same with Ontario Tech.
So for master programs, it might take from 4 to like 8 weeks, depends
Mm-hmm.
on the program student chose. But for the undergraduate, it takes way much, like shorter. So some of the students get the offer letter within like 2 weeks or
Mm-hmm.
even like 1 week. But in the
Mhm.
high time, when we have to process a lot of the applications, it might take about like 4 weeks. So I can say from 2 to 4 weeks for undergraduate, and from 4 to 6 weeks for the master programs.
Okay. And then
um,
maybe my last question is how much would be the deposit fee, right? If I want to
Yes.
secure a spot.
It's a great thing, MC, that you've mentioned that because
Mm-hmm.
Ontario Tech is actually waiving. We are actually waiving our application fee until December 21st. So
Mm-hmm.
we will be so whatever your application is. If you have an application with Apply Board, we can give Jella
Mm-hmm.
the promo code. So just
Mm-hmm.
remember or just take note that the waiver. So we usually have an application fee of 110 Canadian dollars. So
That's
until
around
December
four
21st,
that's around 5,000 or less,
yes,
or
yes.
4,800 in peso. Yeah.
So imagine, our kababayans would be saving up on 4,000 pesos or more than
Mm-mm.
4,000 pesos from their application fee until December 21st. But just remember that the promo code waiver is only applicable for the undergraduate programs and not for the master's programs.
Okay, got it.
So
And
for the
mm,
application process, you can take a screenshot of the screen. As you can see, that's the whole shebang right there.
mhm,
So as you can see, it's Brent is our, just to give you a background, Brent is our South Asia, Southeast Asia. He's the one who handles that Western Europe, USA, and Oceania regional director. So
mhm.
yes, we are in constant communication with him. So if you have any applications pending with Ontario Tech, just message Jella, and Jella will message me, and I will make sure that you will get your LOA in time so that you
Mhm.
can already apply for a visa.
Okay. So I dropped the link below, guys, the link where you can connect with us. So if you're interested, and then just type in the promo code UTU, Ontario Tech University. And one last question, Chrissy. How much will be the deposit if I wanted to secure the spot? Let's say I got an offer letter from the university. I know that I do have 30, I believe 30 days, right, to
Mhm.
secure the spot. Is it going to be 1,000? Is it going to be 5,000? Is it half of like the full, like the year, 1 year tuition fee? Because it differs, right? Depending on the school. But how much roughly? Maybe Ashley could answer.
So I
I'm sorry.
think
I just yeah.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
for the yes, for to secure your spot, I think you would need to deposit first a $500 CAD,
Mm-hmm.
and the deposit for the postgraduate is 3,000 CAD. So just take note of that.
Okay.
Um, these are non-refundable,
Mm-hmm.
and like other universities, whatever is noted in your offer letter, you need to pay that, or the first year of your tuition. So it's normally around 200 CAD, sorry, 2,000 Canadian dollars for that. So just to let your audience know, your clients know, just to manage their expectations as well, that you would need to prepare the at least the first semester's tuition, aside from the $500 Canadian dollars that you would need to have to secure your seat. You would have to check your offer letter, that
Mm-hmm.
usually ranges from 2,000 to 3,000 Canadian dollars, for
Mm-hmm.
you to really secure your spot.
Mm-hmm.
So just take note that the $500 CAD is non-refundable.
Yeah. And also just to add into that, lately there's so many like refusal. And the refusal reason it's always about the finances. And it's a good thing that you brought that up, Creasy, that you don't actually just need half of the like half semester. You need like cost of living. You need to prepare so
Yeah,
much
you
money.
you need to take those into consideration, especially for those international students, and that's why it's always to their advantage to coordinate with institutions such as yourselves, no, MC. Just to
Mhm.
re-emphasize, so that's why the whole purpose of us supporting SLE Study Live Explore in Canada is that we know that they know what they're doing, and that's why it's to your
Mhm.
advantage as an international student to coordinate with MC and the rest of her team, and that way you have the right kind of documents prepared, and that way we lessen the chances of getting refused. It's not going to be
Yes.
100% kind of solution. It's not the silver bullet, but if you can get a better way for you to higher your chance, or increase your chances of getting approved for OTU or for any institution that you are applying for as an international student, I strongly recommend that you go through these channels, legal channels such as Study, Live, Explore. Again, they know what they're doing. They can immediately tell you kung may pag-asa ka or wala. Hindi ka pa,
True.
diba?
We
Parang
always we
we
do
always
always
want to be upfront with that one.
yeah. And also we do always have like a discovery call with students just to let
Mm-hmm.
them know of the whole process that here's what's
Exactly.
gonna happen in Canada once you come here. Are you ready for this?
Exactly. Exactly.
You
Because it's
know?
going to be a commitment. It's a commitment and an investment as well. So the
Mhm.
nice thing about working with SLE is that, they're not going to waste your time. You're the kinds of people who would tell them upfront right away, like, based on their education background, based on their goal, based on their work experience, you can immediately tell just by looking at their background, like, okay, you're a better fit for this particular program, or oh, we need to work on your finances because it's not going to look good when we submit this for applications. So that's why, again, for those who are tuning in live and for those who would probably be watching this on your posts on your social media channels later on, um, always go through the team, the SLE team, and
Mhm.
in turn, from our end at the Apply Board, we always make sure that they have the right kind of information available, and we are so grateful to have tuning in live, Chrissy, and of course tuning in live from
Yes.
Hanoi, Ashley. We're doing this across three different time zones, and that's why we're so grateful to have MC for having us here today. I know it's getting late into evening in Vancouver, but nonetheless we are so grateful to be part of this program.
Yeah, I'll be in Vancouver tomorrow. So that's great. I'm gonna drive like 6 hours. So I'm so happy and glad that I connected with you, Angela, Ashley, and Creasy. I've learned so much about the program, and like what's the process like and what's going to be my student life when I go to Ontario Tech. And I'm glad, Angela, that whenever I reach out to apply board, like, hey, can I have an information session with this university, like this, what we're doing right now, it's like we're giving you information so that you make the right decision, right? There's so many like information out there.
Yeah, you want to
And
be
it's so
careful with the
confusing.
fake news. So that's why you only
Oh,
have to
speaking,
go through the, legit channels such as SLE.
yes, and speaking of fake news, right? There's so many like scammers too out there. So you just have to make sure that you talk to the right person, you see the person that you're talking to, you don't just like, like get scammed. So okay, but
Absolutely.
thank you,
Absolutely.
Angela. It's
Yeah.
getting late
Thank
now.
you. Yeah. Thank you so
And
much for
thank
having
you,
us.
Ashley and Chrissy. I hope we can have another session.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
yeah,
And from the end of Apply Board, again, we're very grateful to have Ashley and Chrissy from
yes.
Ontario Tech University, and of course, MC from SLE. I understand we're going to have another session next week featuring another institution.
We're gonna
So you
do this
guys
every week.
stay tuned. Yeah, yeah, all the way through, all the way through.
Yes, we want to show you like what are your options here in Canada, right? And then we always like put that on our YouTube, on our this is going to be an evergreen content. You can search it. Okay, so if you have not let's say you join us like in the middle of this session, you can always go back to my channel. You can follow Steady Live Explore or the Quantum Filipino Canadian podcast. You can listen to stories of our students, of fellow immigrants here, right? So yeah, so just follow us. And thank you again, Ashley, Angela, and Chrissy.
Thank
And also,
you.
See you
thank
in the
you. Thank
next
you.
episode again, guys.
Thank you
Bye.
so
Bye
much and
bye,
have a good
everyone.
weekend.
Bye
Bye bye.
bye.
Bye. Signing off from Manila.